Hey everyone, today we're covering X-Men number 101, the first ever appearance of the Phoenix Force. Then at the end of this video, we'll go over two X-Men characters teaming up together in order to set the stage for the first ever Phoenix Saga, a legendary story in Marvel comic book history. Before we get into that, be sure to subscribe to our channel for more comic book recaps. For the last 20 minutes, the X-Men have been trapped, while Jean Grey has been forced to pilot a space shuttle through the worst solar storm in recorded history. Pushing her telekinetic abilities to the limit, Jean is able to successfully bring the ship down to Earth, only for it to violently collide with the Kennedy Airport and go tumbling into the ocean. Remarkably, every one of the X-Men emerge from the water, yet they are surprised when the ocean suddenly churns around them wildly, and Jean Grey emerges. However, she claims the woman they once knew is gone, for she is fire and life incarnate. Now and forever, she shall be the Phoenix. In a moment, Jean's own mind re-emerges, and she is soon overwhelmed by what just happened to her, collapsing into the water. The X-Men save her, though everyone is deeply concerned. Even Jean's costume has suddenly changed, and she is now barely alive. The mutants go to shore and try to disguise themselves a bit, but they recognize this is a bit of a wash. This is the second recent incident of the X-Men being involved in this particular airport's destruction. With that in mind, the mutants instead escape the crash site and leave the shuttle's surviving pilot behind. Thanks to Charles Xavier's powers, nobody even remembers the X-Men being there. Logan buys some flowers and goes to the hospital in order to visit Jean, but is surprised when the rest of the X-Men, including Cyclops, are already there waiting for her. Wolverine throws the flowers away and joins the rest of the X-Men as they consider Jean's fate. Charles desperately wants to use his powers to help Jean, but every time he tries, a strange nightmare ravages his mind. Even using his powers to get them away from the airport nearly gave Xavier a seizure. The X-Men stay at the hospital all night into the next day when finally two doctors emerged, named Corbeau and McKay, and they both happily inform the X-Men that Jean will be just fine. As the team celebrates, Charles decides it is time to send the 5 gathered X-Men on an enforced vacation, to give them a much-needed break and everyone the space they need for Jean to properly recover. They've also just been through a lot as a team together, and could really use this time off. Logan demands to stay with the recovering Jean, but eventually relents to Charles's reasoning. The wealthy Xavier is able to send the X-Men to Ireland on a luxurious trip, with many among them starting to enjoy themselves. Banshee, who grew up in Ireland, even takes them to a place called Cassidy Keep, where he was specifically raised. The astonished X-Men look over a cliffside building once used to defend Ireland against the Viking raiders, and though it has been around for 1,000 years, it has never once fallen in battle. Inside, the X-Men settle in, unaware they are secretly being watched. A trap door suddenly opens on them, and they are greeted by longtime foe of the X-Men, the Juggernaut, and Banshee's cousin, Black Tom Cassidy. Tom tells the X-Men they are now trapped in this castle's dungeon, which is like a maze, and this place will be their tomb. In an instant, Storm is overwhelmed by her claustrophobia and collapses to the ground.